crazy in the chat. So,
The
so
creator, like on Harvey's, $500,000.
so yeah, so today we were going to get into the money allocation spreadsheet first. This spreadsheet, you can find it in my financial starter kit. Comes with it for free. So if you buy that, you can get it like that. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about Mint and personal capital. Mint is something that you can use for budgeting, and personal capital, you can use it to track your net worth. So I just show like a few screenshots just to show people how it is to help people manage their money. And then we'll get into recession tips, and then we'll have some questions at the end. You all can ask some questions in the middle, like a few questions during the money allocation. Oh, who's drawing? You can ask some questions in the middle, but not too many because we only have an hour. So
Also, don't forget, you got some good at the end for stackers. Okay.
all right. So who's drawing on here? Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so the importance of money allocation. So basically, money allocation is where you allocate your funds. Is basically budgeting, but I know people don't like the word budget, so I like to say money allocation. So I have an example that I can show you all. We'll just step through it. So the example will be a $2,500 income, just showing you how to allocate your funds, and showing the multiple bank accounts to separate your funds. Let me see. Trying to figure out how to switch. Can y'all still see this?
Yep. Well, yes, we can. I can see it.
Okay.
Yes.
How do we turn the drawing off? Somebody else is drawing.
I don't know. Check help. Who's doing that? How can you do that?
I don't know.
Never seen that. We got a hacker. It's a hacker.
I don't know.
No, seriously. I'm sorry. I'm dead. I'm just not real with that
Oh,
face
okay.
ID.
I just turned it off.
So that was you?
No, somebody was doing it. Like attendees could annotate, so I turned it off. So all right,
wow.
we good now. Okay, so basically this is the money allocation spreadsheet, and you can kind of see an overview of your entire year. So you have like a year in summary. You can kind of like ignore these numbers. It's just an example, but it shows you all your expenses broken down. So you could come through here and at the end of the year, when you go through every month, it'll automatically update this first expense summary for you. So we'll just get right into it. So we're just going to assume this is like after taxes, after all of your benefits and everything has already been taken out of your paycheck. We'll just put this to zero. Put this to zero. So I'll just do like an example of just somebody, just a regular example. So like we'll say the rent, somebody's rent you're paying $750. So for you to do this spreadsheet for yourself, what you want to do is first take a look at your monthly statements and see how much you're spending each month. Look at the actual numbers. You don't want to just guess. You want to go into your bank account and actually pull up the monthly statements. And to do that, you click on statements, and then you can download the PDF. And then you can also export the Excel file, and you can import it into Mint if you want to do that. So you could take like everything from this year so far, so from January to now, and import it into Mint. So it's not too hard to do. It's something you can do yourself. But yeah, so you want to basically just look at your actuals, what you're actually spending every month. So let's just say for like all the utilities you're spending, I'm going to make it more simple for us. So for utilities, let's say you're spending $200 a month on utilities. And then we're just going to act like all the utilities are going to be in there. Car payment, we'll say you have $200 car payment, $120 car insurance, student loans, we'll say $150 a month, groceries, 200, streaming services, we'll say you're spending like $30 on everything, your Netflix and Spotify, Apple Music. Gym membership, $20, most people are paying. Personal loans, we'll just keep that blank. And then so whatever you have left over, so I have this automatically taken out, so money right here. So basically your income is shown over here. So you have the 2,500, and then the savings. I always recommend people to save at least 10% of their income. So that's basically paying yourself first. So this person making 2,500 a month, so they should be taking $250 a month from their paychecks. So basically it'd be $125 each paycheck. So high yield savings are kind of dead, but we'll just say 250 into the high yield savings. Um, and we can get into that later too. So, and then so for your bills right here in this spreadsheet, you can automatically have it to where it calculates all your bills, but I'm just gonna kind of like show the example on here. So, oh. Okay, so now you have your income, you have the savings. I don't know why it says 350. Oh, okay. We have your savings, which is the 250. So paying yourself first 10%, and then you have your expenses, and then your balance left over every month would be $580. So from that balance left over, you can take you can take what you want for your entertainment. I would say right now, since we're in a recession, you might want to like cut back some. I mean, obviously nobody's going out right now, so your entertainment expenses are going to be pretty low. I mean, I doubt anybody be spending more than like $100 a month max on entertainment right now, and probably for the next like 6 to 8 weeks. Somebody asked, are we already in a recession? Yes, definitely. We're definitely in a recession. So yeah, so you can take your balance, and you can kind of like do it how you want after that. Like, so for right now, we'll just say you are spending $100 a month towards entertainment, and then you still have $480 left. And then from there, you can break that money down to where you either put some money into like an investment account. So whether that be, if you do the Robinhood stock investing or options, or you put it into another savings account because you want to use it to invest into real estate or something of that nature, you can do that. And here on the side, I have like the different accounts that you can use. So um, with the money allocation, so basically you take your direct deposit and you can take your direct deposit, and most companies allow you to split your direct deposit up to 6 different bank accounts. So I recommend people to look and see what free bank accounts that they can have access to. So usually that's at credit unions. So so I would say, maybe have 3 checking accounts, 1 savings account with your actual credit union, and then maybe 1 account with your high yield saving. So you can have 1 account for your debit card purchases. You can have 1 account for your debit card purchases, and I usually just do like everyday spending. So for the everyday spending, it would be just like, groceries, gas, stuff like that. You would put that into your debit card, and you would take that money and you would split it up every paycheck. So this is, I didn't do it by paycheck, but if we did it by paycheck, you divide it by 2. So each paycheck, you would take the 885 for your bills. So you could do it that way. And let me see. If I take out some of these everyday spendings, Somebody asking, will this be saved? That's what people are asking. Okay. Tara said yes. But if you want this exact spreadsheet, you can get it in my financial starter kit. So, yeah, so you take that and then so I basically want to take out the everyday spending here just so you all can kind of like see. So everyday spending would be gas. I didn't put that in here. So like gas, groceries, and maybe even your you could probably I'll take out the entertainment too because I usually like to keep that separate. So I could put this here. So on your debit card, you would have your gas, groceries for the everyday, and you can put that into your debit card account. Um, and then like just say like for your entertainment, you could put that into another checking account, and then you have your remaining, and you could put this into like a savings account too. You can put your balance into your savings account. Oops. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. All right, but yeah, so you could put the remaining amount into another savings account or do whatever it is you want to do with it. So, does anybody have any questions about the money allocation spreadsheet? You're basically going to use this, and you can do this by hand. If you want to do it by hand, you can do that. So basically, what you want to do is just take a look at what you want to do is take a look at what you have coming in each month. Look at your income. So look at your paychecks and look at them exactly. You know, don't just estimate. And look at your expenses. Take a look at your statements, and then you want to do this so you actually know what's coming in and out. Because most people, they don't realize that, you know, oh, I'm actually spending $120 a month on like subscription services. Like they're paying for stuff they might have forgot about, or you know, maybe they're just spending too much money on like just groceries. Like there, maybe you can cut back, maybe you can have a little less salmon or filet mignon, whatever you're doing. So, you know, just stuff like that. Okay, so Charles, you asked like 3 debit cards, one for bills. So this is another thing too. So when you open up these other checkings accounts, you can tell them you don't want a debit card. Like, so you can have one checking account with a debit card. What I like to do is I like to have 2 debit cards, one on the bills account and then one on like the debit card account, which is what I use for like everyday spending. So then your other checking accounts, you can tell the bank, hey, I don't want a debit card for it because you don't plan on actually really swiping it. So I get the debit card for the bills because, you know, subscription services, gym memberships, you know, they take you know, credit cards or debit card numbers. Um, so yeah, that's how you do that. Yeah, and then the next level would be to make purchases on credit cards. So the thing about the credit cards is you don't want to get caught up with the credit cards to where you're trying to, if you can't be disciplined, like if you can't pay it off in full every month, you're really not going to be gaining anything from credit cards. Because so let's say you're using a credit card that gives you 1.5% rewards, cash back every year. 1.5% is not that much. So as soon as you get hit with interest, that cash reward that you're gonna get, it's all canceled out. Because so for every $1,000 you spend, the 1% is only $1. Like that's nothing. So like you're really not getting much back at all. Um, so you just got to remember that, and that applies to points too. So if you're trying to do all this spending to get points and you're not paying off in full every month, you're wasting your time. You're really not gaining anything. Um, what else? Yeah, yeah. So get the points and rewards and pay down everything to zero every month. Let me see. J Bell. So what are you trying to ask? Is the balance fill? Yeah, the balance fill is after. So you have your income, savings. Because I like I said, I say save to pay yourself first. So take 10% out of your income, and then take your expenses, and then you have $480 left. So as you can see right there, so the balance is what you have afterwards. That's what you have left over. That's after saving, that's after expenses. But I didn't put any extra in for like investments or anything like that yet.
Yeah, this is just like your basic.
Yeah, this is just basic. This is real basic. If you want to change anything, you can change it. So anything you want to change, you can come in here and you can edit it. Like everything is
David,
editable.
that is a
Yeah,
valid
you can
question.
add notes, you can do, whatever you want in here. You can add new columns, you can do whatever you want with it, but this is like the base, and I feel like this is enough for a lot of people. You can use this to keep track of really what's and see what's going on with your financial uh just your financial situation. And then up here it even shows you like your percentage of your income spent. So I think this still, oh wait. Mm, yeah.
You see David's question?
Where is
He,
it at? Oh, so what do we do now that high yield saving rates are cut? I mean, I was just using them just to hold on to my cash. So I see somebody said invest in options. I mean, options are very risky. So like
uh,
you can't just hold money in options. Your money's gonna be gone before you know it.
mm,
So um, I mean, personally, I'm still going to use it just to hold my money, but I'm going to be trying to look for other investments that will give me some stable returns. So I'm going to be looking to put more money into real estate this year if I can find some good deals.
shh, Karima.
What did Karima say?
No, she laughing.
Oh, who said get a safe? Get a safe? Oh, you talk about holding your money in cash. I mean, you could do that too. You could definitely do that. You can get a safe and hold it in their cash, because I mean, you're not at this point. We're really not gaining much interest at all. Like it's like nothing. So it's really nothing. So I just keep it there because I don't like cash. So I really don't like dealing with cash. I'd rather have my money there. But like I said, we are going into a recession, and coronavirus could get a little crazy. So you might want to have some cash on hand.
If you're gonna have a lot of cash on hand, please know how to defend your cash.
Yep, and
And
that
don't
too.
tell
So
anybody that you're taking cash out of the bank. And don't tell anybody that you're stockpiling cash.
right.
You just
Yeah.
to be robbed,
Yeah,
please.
you making yourself a target. Don't tell everybody all the moves you're making with, like, when you're preparing, don't tell everybody what you're doing, cuz when things get rough, they're going to be like, "Oh, yeah, David, he said he was taking out cash. David said he got guns. David said he has this." Like, they're going to come. So,
Yeah, just having a lot of cash on hand is just risky. So
mhm,
just be prepared to
for what
defend
comes
your
with
cash.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I got drowned in the what's
Late.
the advantage of doing this spreadsheet as opposed to like me doing like every dollar or you need a budget app? Like, why do you recommend this spreadsheet?
Well, I've never used you need a budget or every dollar. I just think that, this is something that you can easily look at your financial situation and see what's going on. Like, and you can actually go in there and you can do it. It's simple. So, just looking at your income and expenses, figuring out what's going on, and just seeing how you want to allocate your money. You can do it easily with this. I don't know if they have like, how you should allocate your money and stuff like that, but this is what I use. This is how I like to look at it, see how much income I'm spending. Um, Yeah, I could make some edits to the spreadsheet and break it down so people could see how much they're spending on like housing and how much you're spending on your cars, like your percentage and stuff like that. But well, actually, it's already right here. Sorry. So,
Yeah.
but I could break it down further to where it's like all of these subsets are actually, combined together. But it shows you the percentage of your income. So as you see right here, it's 30% of income is on the rent/mortgage. So that's what they recommend you. They don't recommend people to spend anything over 30% of your income on your shelter. So that's
No,
something to be aware of.
thank you. I just asked because I know for me personally, having to like go through everything,
Mm-hmm.
write everything, and like see what I'm spending
Mm-hmm.
makes me more aware. Because I've used every dollar and I've used you to budget, and it just you're not as aware of what you're spending and how you're spending it until you actually like do it the old school way.
Right.
This is like an upgraded version of the old school way, like not.
Right.
So that's why I asked. I thought you was gonna say that, but that's my experience I wanted to share with people. Like when I saw this and started printing out my bank statements, I'm still not even done. Not even done. I started though, so this will count. I'm gonna mute myself.
Estimated taxes. Oh, the $4,000 deal. So I think one of the governors or something was recommending or saying that he wanted to give everybody $4,000. Said he was going to write a plan to give everybody 4,000. Um, so I think that's what that's about, but nothing is guaranteed yet. So there are a couple of politicians that are saying that they want to give out stimulus packages, and honestly, I could see that happening. I could see them giving out everybody at least $1,000, just so people can get by with bills and any hardship that's going on. Somebody said, do I think they should sell their car? Uh, I can't recommend people to do stuff like that. That's gonna be on you. If you think you should sell your car, maybe you should. I don't know if you're trying to like cut back on expenses, that's something that you can do. Um, Emily, yeah, this is just to keep track of, your financial situation, looking at your income and expenses and allocating your money and making sure you're just not spending too much money in certain places. So, yeah, so they should be lowering interest rates on loans. Somebody said, was that a call? Probably. Okay. All right. So, okay. So I'll move on to back to the presentation. The, the loans on cars in 6 to 8 years. What do you mean? You talking about 6 to 8 year loans? No. Okay. All right. So we'll move forward on Mint.
Wait,
And
a 6 to 8 year car loan? Is
I
that
think
what
that's
you're
what he's
asking?
talking about. I don't know.
David, please don't get an 8 year car loan.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. If that's what your question is, I don't recommend anybody get anything over 5 years, honestly, because you're going to be underwater unless you're putting down a lot of money up front.
But what car are you like? What? That's a lot of money and interest as well.
Let me see if I can.
It's usually pretty predatory when it's like a 6 to 8 year car loan.
Right.
Not the kind of deal you
Yeah, I
want.
think anybody, if you can refinance now, I would. That's definitely good. So if you want to refinance your house, if you can save a point on your house or you can save money on your car loan. But if you do that, you just want to make sure that you're not. I probably wouldn't extend the loan out. Like, say if you have a car, you only got like 3 years left. I wouldn't go and get a 5 year loan unless you really need, that extra help to get by with the minimum payments. So, So yeah, so let's get into Mint. So mint.com, like I was telling you before, it links to your bank accounts and it's a safe website. It's owned by Intuit. Intuit owns TurboTax. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, they own TurboTax, and Intuit also just bought Credit Karma. So I'm pretty sure they're probably just going to merge Mint and Credit Karma into one. And yeah, so you can use Mint for budgeting. So you can like set your budgets on there, basically the same thing on the allocation spreadsheet. You can create budgets and you can create goals for any type of saving goals you have. You can track bills, see when bills are due, and it shows you like the dates they're due, and you can mark them paid and things of that nature, and they automatically mark them. And then they also has credit scoring, like I was saying earlier. I think they're going to end up merging Credit Karma with Mint. It's not like the most accurate score, but it's something that's good for you to be able to keep track of, like if there's any negative marks on your credit, or if anybody somehow steals your identity and they start like applying for stuff. You can see that with Credit Karma. You can see that. Well, you won't be able to see it with Mint yet, but you can see it with Credit Karma, and you can see what's happening with your account. And that's kind of what I use it for. So I just showed just an example of what Mint looks like here. And this is what the kind of like main screen looks like, the main budget screen. So it shows you like the income that you put in. And here, here it shows your income that you actually like input. So it's not like, it doesn't get it from your bank statements or nothing like that. Like it's what you put in. And then you can separate everything by like different categories and show like your budget. So yeah, so this is what it looks like if you want to use this, and you can import your statements from before, from the beginning of this year all the way to now into Mint, and then you can go through into the transactions and you can categorize everything. Um, and then here at the bottom, like I said, here are like the goals. So I just set some like example goals at the bottom, like vacation, emergency fund, investment. And basically it'll let you pick a monthly amount that you want to contribute towards this goal, and you can link a bank account to the goal, so it just keeps track of it for you. Yeah, I haven't heard of any breaches with Mint. Yeah, I haven't heard of any breaches with Mint. Basically, the way that these websites work now, they use like some type of authentication system between the banks. So it's like even if somebody got into Mint, they still have to authenticate with your bank. Like it's like you have to basically like update these accounts. You have to re-authenticate. I think it's almost once a week now. So it's not like it just always has access. Like it's not direct access to your bank. So you know how your banks have the um, like the two-factor authentication, like you'll log in and they'll check and say, is this you? And you have to put in whether like your security code or one-time password or whatever. So you know you have to do that like once a week with these accounts. um so yeah, so here's Personal Capital. It's personalcapital.com, and this links to your bank accounts as well, and your retirement accounts and your loan accounts, and it's used for tracking your net worth. And your net worth is assets minus liabilities. And I use Personal Capital just to kind of get a good overview of my net worth, just to see where I'm at, making sure I'm not doing anything too crazy. So I set goals at the end of every year for the next year, and I use Personal Capital to kind of like make sure I'm staying on track. Oh, John, you were asking if Mint holds your money. No, it doesn't hold your money. It just shows whatever balance is on your bank account, and it just shows it on Mint. And this is what Personal Capital looks like. I just took a screenshot of it, and you see it shows like your net worth, and it goes up and down. It updates when you log in. So you got to log into Personal Capital kind of often if you want to, stay on track a lot, to see, updates more often. But yeah, it has like all your accounts linked on the left, and then it breaks your accounts down by investment, credit, mortgage, other assets. Um, so you can link like your mortgage account to it. So wherever your mortgage is, you can link that to it, and it just kind of like keeps up with it, and that takes into it takes that into account for your liabilities. Um, so yeah, this is basically what it looks like. Who's Barclays? um, so so now into recession tips. As I talked about earlier, basically, you know, you want to look at your monthly statements and you want to analyze them, cancel any unnecessary subscriptions or bills. You know, if if you think that times are definitely going to be hard. So if you think that you can cut your expenses by whether you're getting roommates or you downsize or whatever you need to do, you know, it might be a good time to do it because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to go at least 8 weeks without a paycheck. And we don't know how long it's going to take for this coronavirus situation to play out in the States. But personally, I don't think this is going to be over in the States until probably like, I don't know, probably October, honestly. But just because we're just so behind the ball, we're not really testing. We're not really doing anything. We still haven't even closed our borders yet. So I think it's going to be a while. We're not testing people when they come in, so it's going to be a while. Um, so yeah, so you want to make sure you're focusing on wealth preservation and growth during the recession. So for wealth preservation, like I was saying, just make sure you know you're kind of like protecting your assets. So like the person was saying, like, should he sell his car? I mean, you know, maybe they might want to sell it if they think that, you know, if they don't think they're going to be driving much and they want to save money that way, maybe that's what they should do. But, you know, that's on them to decide if they want to, you know, go to take that type of measure. And then when you're focusing on wealth growth, you want to be looking for opportunities to invest. So whether you see houses discounted at a lower rate, whether you see low costing stocks. I'm not saying to buy today or tomorrow, but you know, you feel like a stock is at a point where you think it's bottom out, maybe you should buy it. Uh, Anything like that. If you feel like you can create any digital assets of value, because right now you got to remember that they're not going to be spending as much as they were. So you just got to make sure, like, if you're going to spend your time creating something, it's going to be something that's going to help people right now. So, you know, don't make anything, and really probably just stuff that's going to help people make money. So, um, and then if you have any services that you can offer, if you see any opportunities to offer people services, um, that's something that you can do to make more money. And like we talked about earlier, the stimulus check from the government, pretty sure that's going to end up coming. Um, and then if you need any like relief from the banks, you should reach out to the banks for any relief. So I know last time for the furlough, Navy Federal was offering people 0% interest loans. So I'm pretty sure that same thing is probably going to happen now. They're probably going to be offering 0% interest loans, these banks, if you need them. So that's something that you should look out for. But yeah, overall, I'd say definitely prepare for the worst. I wouldn't like, you know, take this lightly. I would prepare for the worst. Devonte, I think refinancing is good as long as it saves you money, like a good amount of money. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, like if you've had a loan within the past few years, you could refinance and you're probably definitely going to save money. Is that Ty? Is that truth? You've been working on your site all day.
I think it is Ty.
Okay. What would you suggest for paying off credit card debts?
I was right.
Um,
Hey Ty.
I mean, if you say you only have 3K, I don't know. I'd probably hold on to the money right now and pay the minimums. I probably wouldn't like go rushing into paying that off so fast. So I would hold on to the cash before I spent the 3,000 on paying off the credit card debts. I'd pay the minimums until at least the smoke clears with the coronavirus. Unless you have enough money to pay it off. Like if you got way more than 3K in your savings, I'd probably just pay it off, if you have that, or at least pay off half.
And if you don't, I would definitely go ahead and give them a call and just, let them know your situation. Don't wait till it gets bad.
Right.
Like, forget about it.
Right. The student loans. Well, there's no interest on the student loans. I wouldn't say stop paying your student loans because that's something that you don't want that to mess up your credits. If you have to, I'm sure they're gonna be providing relief for people. So if you need any type of they'll probably let people skip a couple months on their payments or go into deferment or something. I'm sure that's coming. So Devontae, so when I get bonuses, I usually like to at least save half. I like to save at least half of my bonuses. Um, and then from there, I might save half, I might spend half. But I know I always save at least half of unexpected money. So what you do with the other half, that kind of just depends on you. But like I said, right now, since we're in a recession, I wouldn't be spending half of a bonus. I'd probably save 70%.
Ty, I know how to pronounce your name because my family is Chinese. Well, my grandfather is Chinese.
Right. And I've been in Asia for years, so I mean, if you were a college student, if you could, I don't know if you have enough money to where you could buy a property eventually, but right now it's probably, well, not right this moment, but I think that the real estate market is going to end up taking a little hit. So if you were able to get a property close to the campus and you could rent out the rooms, that'll be something good that you can do. um if not, I know wholesaling is still good. For my friends at wholesale, they say that they're making a bunch of money. So what, you could take some money, start putting up some bandit signs and start getting some calls in. Oh, you want me to look at my checklist? You want me to give away everything?
No, okay.
I had to pull it up. Let me see. Uh,
This is in a book. I don't know, you know what I'm saying.
Let me see.
Brittany, I know you're not asking me, but I did have a good article for you about running your business in a recession. So I'll link it in the chat, and then Bees, you can answer that too. But hold on.
And that is why I love Karima.
I mean, I think that people will still want their websites redesigned. So I mean, they're still going to need help. So, uh, but I would say you probably might not be able to market to people that maybe their website's not that good and they've been in business, because that might not be their priority to make a website better. But maybe you could help out somebody who they already have a thriving business and their website is decent, but you want to make it better. Maybe you can come up with some ways to help them convert better. You said you have a car note with 14K left on it. Is it underwater 14K, or is just 14K total? 14K is not that bad.
Are you current? Is he
Well,
current?
are you underwater 14K, or is it just 14,000 total? 14 total. Charles, you think 14,000 is bad? They selling Ultimas for 23.
Yeah, there's people out here with like 50,000 left on their
Wait,
car. 40,000.
right, yeah.
150K. Hold on, student loan.
Wow. Oh, what I mean by underwater is like, so say he has 14K, or say he has 10,000, say he has, I guess, 20,000 on his loan, and then the car's worth 10,000. He'd be underwater $10,000. Wait, so you want to consolidate your car loan? How old is the car? We might have to talk about this offline. I need to ask a lot.
We might need a part 2 on this one. Hold
Yeah.
on, go back. Who not
DM
available?
me on Twitter.
What you studying with 150K in debt? Your car is 10 years old.
Oh, yeah. Mm, yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, the only thing you could consolidate it, but yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. If you consolidated it, you're gonna have to pay it one way or another. I don't know what your interest rate is. Maybe you can refinance it. Maybe you can refinance right now and lower the interest rate if that's the issue. But no matter what, you're gonna have to pay that back. So,
Electrical engineering at a private school.
oh,
Are you in electrical engineering now? Because I mean, that's actually pretty good. But
yeah, it's not bad, but you definitely overpaid.
Bees, how much did you pay for your degree? And tell everybody what your degree is.
So I got a degree in computer science. I paid 30K for it. I got 30K in student loans for a computer science degree.
That blew my mind the first time you told me that.
Yeah, I went to in-state school.
Hey, Josh is in here. Hey, Josh.
Josh who? Which one? There's like 10 Joshes.
Stock Josh.
Which one is? Oh, Josh Ab. I see him now.
Running marathon,
What's up, Josh? 28K. That's not too bad.
28K?
Yeah.
That is not bad at all.
No, I didn't have any scholarships, Josh, except for when I was at Christopher Newport. I only had like a $2,000 scholarship, so it was like nothing. But yeah, let me move on to the thank you, and then we can just go on to questions. So yeah, I just want to say thank you everybody for calling in and doing this with me. This is my first one, so thanks Tara, thanks Rima, thanks everybody. So I never give deals on my books or content or anything unless it's like Black Friday or something. But I'm grateful for y'all calling in. So here's a 25% off code for my book, Financial Starter Kit. The code is FSO25 off. And then I'm also coming out with a defense industry guide within the next like 2 weeks. So it's supposed to be out today, but coronavirus throwing everything off. So it's supposed to be out, but here's the code for when it drops. So I'll let that go too. So that's FSO25 off. So y'all can check that out when it drops. I don't know if Tara's going to send out an email to people, but these codes will be available.
Karima going to make sure that happens.
All right. Yeah. So the defense industry guide is going to have everything about if you want to be a federal employee, you want to be a government contractor, or you want to be a 1099 contractor, get your own contracts with your own business. If you want to learn how to be an overseas contractor, that's going to be in there. So everything you want to know, that's in there. Yeah. So if you have any questions, we can take questions now. Well, my Twitter is capital_SB. And if you want to book a consultation, I'll start taking consultations next week, but it's bookwithbees.com. And then you can get my book at financialstarterkit.com. Does it teach how to get grants for your business? No, I didn't go into that.
Thank you for joining, Adam.
Wait, so Isaiah, my strategy for paying debt off, I'm trying to pay off any high interest debt. I'm trying to pay that off aggressively, but I have the extra money to do that. But if you don't have the extra money, I would make the minimum payment. So you really have to see how much you can afford to do. I wouldn't put myself in a bind paying off debt, because when you're in a recession, you're going to need cash. So if you take all your cash and pay off all your debt, and then you start using your credit card, you're going to get right back into debt. Plan of action for my student loans. Honestly, I'm going to have them paid off by 30. So I was just going to do like 10,000 3 times and call it a day. But right now I just make the minimum payment. So that's something that I did. I have federal loans. All of them are federal. So they allowed me to stretch my loans out to 25 years. People said they haven't even heard of that. But when I graduated college, the Fed loan website, they had an option for 25 years. So that's what I did. Um, I bet on myself, and I was investing my money instead. I was like, I'm not about to pay $400 a month or 300 some dollars a month for these loans when I can just pay 125 and then use the rest to invest. So that's what I did. So I'll have my loans paid off by 30.
Wow.
Um, I'm trying to scroll up because y'all said a lot. Somebody asked me about IT and being a project manager. DM me about that.
There's a question up top that goes, thoughts on boot camp type programs like Metis, Lambda.
Well, I know, where's Rima? Is she here?
I'm here.
Okay. Did you hear about Lambda? Like I thought Lambda was the best until they were like they were slamming the CEO. So they
Yeah.
said they were doing some shady stuff. They said they were selling students like basically future. I don't know. They were selling like their loans to businesses or something. They were doing something real shady. So um
Lambda is like a I forgot the name of the structure, it's like profit sharing, or
mhm.
basically like you guarantee that you'll pay them back with the money that you're going to make, and they kind of give you a loan based on that. But that can kind of be predatory. So I think like the best kind of boot camp should just be straight up front. And then I think sometimes they say like boot camps will inflate the amount of like numbers of placements they get. And so just from what I've learned from different income share agreement, thank you, Leslie. But just from what I've learned, I think boot camps like resilient coders is like a dope boot camp. They have a really like strong purpose. They have a really good base to it. You know, a lot of people like Paris, Athena, and on Nick who've been through it and then like have jobs. Like I would feel more comfortable going through something where I knew somebody went through it already, and where I knew that the like I would just say run by people of color most likely. You know, like they're not trying to like scheme you and get at you. But I'm not even a software developer. This is from my experience working with people who are in that field.
Right. So yeah, so Rima, she knows a lot more about it than me. Um But Pamela, I see you were saying something about selling your house. DM me about that just so I can know a little bit more.
Did you question, how would you promote yourself if you're planning to be a systems analyst or IT project manager within the next graduation cycle?
Yeah. I told him DM me.
Okay.
Yeah, so anything about tech and stuff, I'm not going to answer that in here. Just DM
Okay.
me.
She's a self-quarantine time to gain a skill. Good job. That's what I'm doing.
Um, Let me see.
What certifications would you suggest for someone in the supply chain field?
Uh, Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't know much about supply chain. I know tech certs. Hey, Quentin, DM me. You asked about security clearances and stuff. Oh, somebody asked, would it be worth to consolidate 14K student loans and 14K credit card debt? Depending on what your interest rate is on those credit cards, probably it probably would be good for you to consolidate that together. But make sure you can handle that minimum payment. Um, Santiago, you asked about private loans from Sally. Yeah, I don't think they allow you to stretch out your loans. Rahel, I think that's, or Rahil, I think that's how you pronounce your name. I got all my finance knowledge from literally just reading books. So I was at work one day and I was just like, I just decided I wasn't going to work until I was 62 or 65. So I ended up reading Rich Dad Poor Dad on my iPhone 5 while I was at work. And, from there, I just started finding other financial blogs. I got into like Mr. Money Mustache, and he was teaching about FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early. So I talk about that in my book too. So that's basically how I did it. I basically read a lot of books, went through a lot of trial and error. I didn't even know how to pay bills when I got out of college. I was trying to pay rent through a savings account and it bounced. So I didn't know anything about paying bills or anything when I graduated college at 22. Let me see. Um, Somebody asked about coding. DM me. Jay Bell, you asked about consolidating credit cards. Probably would be a good thing, depending on what your interest rates are. Somebody asked, how can you default on the 150 student K loans? Or refinance? They'll definitely still hire you with the loans. Should you default on them? I mean, you're going to be an electrical engineer, so you'll be making six figures shortly. I don't know if you should default on your loans. I wouldn't do that. If you need to do anything, I'd defer them. Emily, I did use my computer science skills. I was a software engineer for 2 years before I went overseas, but I don't use them anymore. System engineer, honestly, is a blanket term. You can DM me about that, but it's a blanket term. It depends on your company. In a lot of companies, it can mean you do anything. Like you might have a IT system engineer, somebody who's a system administrator. You could have somebody who is an electrical engineer who's a system engineer. You could have somebody who is actually writing requirements who's a system engineer. Um, it's a blanket term, really. So it just depends. You got to look at the job description. No, I never wanted to stop school because I really didn't have a choice. I just had to keep going, but it was hard. I didn't know how to code at all when I got to school.
Oh, this for Tara too. The need to pay my bills.
Yep.
I mean, you got to pay your bills, and like I have family that I help out, so it's like it's not just me that's my motivation; it's my family as well. So it's not that like I can just quit and it's just me that's affected. If I quit, my sisters are affected, my grandmother's affected. So that's my motivation. That's what I use to push through.
Yeah, so for Nicole, so there's government contractor work in the States all over, but it's not the type of money like with overseas contracting. Um, the COVID-19 situation could impact your ability to start. I'd reach out to them like right now. So I'll reach out to them now and see what their plans are. Will you still on board?
Advice for a person that's young: definitely learn as much as you can. I would say learn as much as you can.
Yeah, as many valuable skills, like so any valuable skill sets that, they generate a lot of income or something that you can use to help people who are already making money, that usually helps you make money as well. Um, will be getting a job be more difficult? I'm not sure honestly. So this is my first recession. It could be more difficult. I know last time it was, but they haven't even officially called it a recession yet. But I know right now, a lot of jobs plan on not paying. So I would assume they're going to start hiring freezes because they're going to start laying off people. Yeah, Nicole, save, and learn a skill. That's definitely the best thing to do. Yeah, I used to hoop. I played not for too long. I decided I chose school over basketball, so I didn't play in college for that long. It was just too much. I don't know if people are familiar with Christopher Newport, but it's a D3 school, but they're the best ones and they run it like a D1 program. It was just too much for the $2,000 scholarship. So Brittany, yeah, buying and holding during the recession. I would wait until it kind of looks like the market is bottoming. Like, because if every week we continue to drop like 10, 15% on the weekly, I wouldn't be, buying too much. Like I'm just buying a little bit right now, but I'm not buying a lot. It's like just something small in one of my accounts. It's nothing big that I'm buying. But yeah, once it bottoms out, I don't think it's a bad idea to buy and hold because when the market recovers, it's going to happen so fast. A lot of people are going to miss it. Good idea to prioritize medical bills. I try to contact them and see what type of payment plans or anything that you can do to make those easier on you. That's what I would do. Profited from buying domains. I bought a few domains. I haven't been able to sell them yet. So Um, that's more of Reggie's thing. He's been doing much better with that than me. What's Reggie's at? Josh, you still in here?
I think it's EST visuals. Hold on, I'll look it
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's EST visuals on Twitter. I'll put it in the group chat if you want to talk to somebody about domains. He knows a lot about that. Buying and selling them.
So the difference between a recession and a depression, I would say like a recession is just, the overall economy is bad, but a depression is when people don't know where they're going to get their next meal from. Like power outages, like we might possibly see, rationing of food. I mean, it's going to be much worse. And then like years and years of a down economy, like the market going down.
So we'll take like two more questions, but I don't want to drain these out. But it's been like an
You're
hour.
welcome, Brittany. Yeah.
So like two more questions, last two questions. Okay. What are some recession-proof businesses or niches?
Um, I have a whole thread on that. That's my Twitter. I'll retweet it. Um, I'll retweet it. I would have to go find it right now. Let's see. What asset would I hold that holds value? Assets would be houses, gold. I think that's about it right now. I wouldn't be venturing outside of like real estate and gold. And then even gold is, I think last time I checked, it was dropping, but it's good to have long term because if stuff hits the fan, gold might be good to have. Bitcoins and altcoins. Bitcoin is tanking, so I don't know. I really don't know. Bitcoin is not, it's not that store of value that people used to say it was. So we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. What, Bitcoin went up or it went down crazy?
It just went crazy, bees. That's all.
Oh,
Down crazy.
yeah. Anybody have any more questions? Oh yeah. I'm gonna give away a free book. So did we say that?
No, we didn't say it. I was waiting. I want to.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
People.
know how you want to do it.
I think it's great that you waited till now because some people left. So now the people that are still here, we are giving away some things.
Okay. Yeah. What's that? All right. Let me copy
Alexa.
the participant names real quick if Ezra lets me. Come
That's
on,
my nephew, y'all. Shout out to him.
Ezra, look out for the people. He's just making all kinds of noises right now.
Somebody said put y'all ads in here.
Got you.
Oh yeah, everybody's at that works.
Oh, now I know who people are.
Yeah, let me see some ads. Where my people at?
Wait, so how are we picking out the book? Who are we giving it to?
So what happened was
I knew that was you, security dude, DIO. Hey, Chan.
Oh yeah, I knew that was David.
Hey, Nerds Fiend. My people's in here.
everybody add their ads to the chat, and then I'll put the ads in like a randomizer, and then you can just announce it on Twitter.
I'm JP. Hey,
Okay.
all my people in here. Okay.
All right, yeah, we can do that.
Del Maximus, BD. Oh, that's Ahmad. Hey, what's up, Ahmad?
So add your ads to go to be entered into the raffle, and I'll make sure and make it fair and put it in a randomizer.
Ahmad, we got to talk mobile homes next week. I'm going to text you.
Yeah, it's just Beezy's book.
So if you already have it, I don't know what else I give away for free. If you get chosen, you already have it. We can do a consultation, a 30-minute one.
Ooh.
You do a what?
Ooh, that's
30-minute
good.
consult for free.
Wow.
Give away the defense book. That's too much gold right there. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let it trickle in for another minute.
Are they trickling back in? Who telling?
Right.
No,
Somebody threw it on the timeline.
They let the name trickle in because I'm just gonna copy and paste and then put it in the randomizer.
Y'all want the console?
They got it. Say they already got it. I already got it, dog.
All right. I'll do the book and a console. So whoever gets it, they get the book and a console.
Damn, son, where'd you find?
I got a lot of free time. I'm not going overseas, so.
He said, "I want it."
Oh, look at my nephew.
He got real quiet. Anyone be quiet?
There's a lot of people in here, Auntie.
Yeah, so if y'all have any other questions, DM me on Twitter, but don't DM me anything like that's too crazy. Nothing that like is going to take me 20 minutes to figure out what I should do, what I should tell you.
Thank you all for joining. I'm gonna go ahead and copy and paste all of this. And then
You're welcome, everybody.
Of course you want the console.
Really, Ezra? Do y'all hear this? This is crazy.
Will the call be posted?
Yes, I think, Karima, you recorded this, correct?
Yeah.
She recorded the whole thing. So we're going to send out the link so you can rewatch it and post it in the Facebook group. We got you.
You're welcome, everybody.
You are welcome.
I need you for the squad.
Anybody have any last anything before we get out of here?
Oh, Ty had tweeted something. That's probably why.
I see.
Look at Josh.
Because it's time for me to cook dinner and hop on the cod. Hop on the cod.
All right, so I'm gonna
You
go
about to
ahead.
get on COD?
Yes, you getting on cod tonight, B?
I don't have nothing else to do. So.
Let's do it. Let's run it.
Oh, I might have a bunch of updates because I just picked up my PS4. So
You
I
don't
don't have
never,
it.
ever update. Start updating that shit right now.
I gotta go find the COD. Hold on. I gotta find it. I think it's in the car somewhere.
All right, I'm about to send
Oh, I do have a Twitch. I might be. Oh, let me go ahead and link that right now. I might be able to do that. Drop it on the timeline for y'all.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I want to see me on Twitch because I don't have a Twitch. Not yet. Tara hasn't sent me my mask, so.
Let me figure it out. I might have to call Aaron and Scrap and Reese because they know it better than me.
What's Warzone? I haven't played COD in like 4 months. So what's Warzone?
It's kind of like Battlezone. Bye, Rima.
Oh,
It's going shut off the whole meeting.
It's gonna shut off the whole meeting. How you gonna be able to
Rima
pick
taking
people
us
from
out,
the chat?
y'all.
I'm gonna send you a DM with a person. I'm about to put it in a randomizer because Ezra won't let me be great.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Everybody.
All right. I
Thank you
love
for coming
y'all.
out.
Yeah. Thank you.